So, how does Superman actually get his powers? Welcome to Comic Misconceptions, a show that takes you into detail about the things you think you know about comics. I'm your host, Scott Niswander, and hopefully by now we've all seen the Man of Steel that we were all excited for coming out, and in it you get to see some pretty incredible feats of superhuman powers. But how does Superman get those powers? Is the question we're going to tackle today. So last week I asked you guys, when Superman debuted in Action Comics #1, what were his only 3 powers? I do apologize, it was kind of an unintentional trick question of sorts. The 3 powers I counted were super strength, super speed, and invulnerability, but as it was pointed out to me, jumping really far is also one of his first powers. I kind of counted that under super strength because he's using those leg muscles to jump really far, but yeah, there you have it. Superman he's just so complicated, you guys. He's had so many crazy powers, it's difficult to keep track of them all. Obviously, there's the classic ones that we all know, like flight, super strength, and heat vision, not laser vision. It's kind of a common misconception. He has heat vision, so no lasers involved here. His heat vision actually originated as a byproduct of his X-ray vision, being first described as the heat from his X-ray vision. His X-ray vision, of course, not using actual X-rays because that would be incredibly dangerous to anyone he used it on. But besides these classic powers that we all know and love, he's had some pretty crazy ones that have shown up once, only to be never used again for seemingly no reason. My favorites include the ability to shapeshift by mushing his face until he became some weird creature, or the power of super ventriloquism, which has been used on more than one occasion, and possibly my favorite has gotta be the power to shoot miniature versions of himself out of his hand. For some reason. But those are just the comics. Think of all the crazy things he did in the movies, like being able to create holographic duplicates of himself, or being able to erase people's memories by kissing them, or being able to do, whatever this is. So we can all agree that Superman has a crazy ton of powers that just keeps evolving as time goes on, but I ask you once more, how does he get these powers? So originally, back in the really old days, it was written that all Kryptonians have the ability to run really fast and jump really far and even have X-ray vision. Just all of these powers they're born with. It's just who they are. Or were. Too soon? Actually, leave a comment below. What do you think is the cooler or sadder planet death, I guess? Krypton versus Alderaan. I want to know. Curiosity. But like I said, Superman got these powers because he's a Kryptonian, and all Kryptonians are born with these abilities. However, it was later revised that Superman gets these powers because of the differences between Krypton and Earth. Krypton has a greater gravitational force than Earth, so Superman gets his muscular powers like super speed and strength simply because of Earth's weaker gravity. He gets his other powers like invulnerability, super breath, super senses, and all that goodness because of Earth's yellow sun. Krypton revolved around a red sun, which gave off a different radiation, but Earth's yellow sun supercharges Superman's cells, giving him all of these crazy powers and abilities. He essentially acts like a battery, storing this solar energy so that he can fight even when there isn't a yellow sun around, like at night, or in the shade, or whatever. Of course, all of this can probably be disputed because the specific details about how Superman gets his powers and abilities has been written and rewritten over and over, time and time again, forever and ever, stretching on into eternity. But hopefully now you know a little bit more about it. So now it's time to do that weekly thing we do, with the challenge. There may or may not be trivia involved. So we're going to continue on this Superman train for one more week, but this time we're going to be talking about his alter ego, Clark Kent, that lovable scamp from Kansas who wears those dorky glasses to disguise himself so the world won't know that he is the world's greatest superhero, Superman. But in pre-crisis stories, which is just a nightmare to navigate, Superman's glasses actually served an additional purpose. So this week's question is, what special purpose did Superman's glasses serve in pre-crisis continuity? If you can call it continuity. So if you think you know it or just want to take a stab at it, leave your answers in the comments below or on our Facebook page, or you can even tweet at us at NerdSync using the hashtag CMTrivia. If you're right, you could get featured on the show next week. So please leave your comments and answers and stuff and get started on the weekly trivia challenge now. Go now! Well, that's it, my peoples, for this episode of Comic Misconceptions. I hope you enjoyed it, and hey, if you like the show, please make sure to subscribe down there. And as always, you can like NerdSync Productions on Facebook and on Twitter, and you can follow me on Twitter. I'm Scott Niswander, and join us next week when we talk about more things that you thought you knew about comics. We will see you later. And as always, you can like NerdSync on the Facebooks and the Twitters. His X-ray vision, of course, not using actual X-rays, because that would be incredibly dangerous, and anyone he used it on would be like giving them cancer or something. Wait, does Superman give people cancer? Did I just solve cancer? Superman is the reason cancer exists. I'm pretty sure. Now, I can't be 100% on this, but I am. So Superman equals cancer is basically what you should take away from this.